What's up, Gemini? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a full moon tarot reading for the full moon coming up on June 21st. This full moon is going to be at 9:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be at 1 degrees Capricorn, which will put it in the 22nd mansion of the moon. Now, you probably ask, why is he always talking about the mansions of the moon? Well, because all magic, ritual magic, since the beginning, is based off of the movements of the moon. The mansion specifically. It goes all the way back to like books like the Picatrix. So if you are practicing ritual magic, you better be paying attention to that moon because it's all based off of it. All of it. Of course, everything's based off astrology anyway once you really start breaking it down. Even all your religions are astrotheological. That I promise. If you watch any of my astrology videos or anything else, even just my videos in general, you already know. I've presented copious amounts of evidence for this. But beyond that, this moon will be a strawberry moon. Now, yes, it's in Capricorn, but it's going to be in occultation, which is really going to be illuminated by a red supergiant in the constellation of Scorpio. It's called Antares. So because of that, and it's lit up by Antares, it's called the heart of the Scorpion. Now, if you know anything about Scorpio, it's a very intense, magnetic, and powerful sign. It literally represents power. So, this full moon is going to be really powerful. No doubt about it. It's going to be powerful along the lines of probably attraction, sexually specifically, because the sun is in Cancer and it's touching Venus. That's a love planet. So it's like, and a love sign. Cancer is generally a mother's love, but it's still love, right? And it's opposite. The sun is in Cancer and it's opposite the moon in Capricorn. So and sadly, Neptune is square both the sun and the moon. And Neptune can make things dreamy, it can make things deceptive, it can make things not what they seem. So, if you are engaging in a new love, or you're searching for love, or even just birthing something new, be careful of self-deception. Be careful of deception around you, because the sun is also square Neptune. So there can be actual individuals around you that are being deceptive. Look at that, 10 of Swords in the near future. And it doesn't have to be anything like super crazy. It can just be people talking, trying to subvert this or do this way in order to achieve these specific ends, that type of stuff. If you are a Gemini ascendant, it's going to be like you're going to be 7th or 8th house will be lit up. So it could be actually in your home, your one-on-one relationships, even with your spouse. So be careful about that. 7th house is generally spouse, but it's also one-on-one relationships, right? And if it's your 8th house, that's the house of sex, transformation, and death. So just be careful of like the strong attractions that are probably going to be going around right now. I'm just saying. You may pour a lot of love into it or think it's going to be this one thing and it turns out to be something completely different. You may think it's going to be something sacred and it turns out it's very mundane. But that's just how it works, right? Now, if you do your due diligence and you're looking at the axis of Cancer and Capricorn, you're talking about love versus legacy, right? So if you are trying to fall in love, you need to see if you need to be honest and look and see if it can go, if there can be a legacy left behind from this, something major, And I'll have to say, because it's in Cancer, which is the mother sign, there could be, and Venus is there and the sun's there and it's touching the moon, so forth and so on. Some people can conceive, and it's of course the time of year people are probably conceiving, if you catch my drift, or trying to conceive, because it's warm. People get more active in the warm weather, right? Anyway, I got your cards out here, Gemini. This is the card that you got for your moon card. Don't let pride get in your way. Yeah. Don't be closed off, right? Pride is just like if you're taking a stance on something that you will, no matter what evidence is presented to you, like you won't come off of it. Like you refuse. You can't change your opinion or admit that you're wrong or anything like that. That's a small example of pride. Pride runs much deeper than that, right? But that's just kind of a small example of it. You got to be open, be willing to hear the other side. Geminis are generally very good at that, so I don't know that would necessarily be a problem for the average Gemini, because Geminis are very moving. They're very moving. They love ideas. They love dialectic. Dialectic just means like open conversation in order to learn, presenting contrary ideas, trying to grow from it. Not necessarily arguing, just trying to grow from it. So the center of your reading looks like it could be you trying to move forward emotionally, trying to find a way to be more positive, stay happy. But it also can be an actual water sign in your life, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. But it looks like somebody's offering you a cup, but like you're like, nah, I ain't having this. Like you ain't seeing it, you ain't wanting it, and it may be that this is someone that hurt you in the past, and this is how you're looking at it. You're like, this is just going to be another situation where they're going to backstab me, and I think honestly you're right. If you're not accepting this, it's either that if by not accepting this you're screwing yourself, right? Or by not accepting it you're doing the right thing because this is the likely outcome if you accept, right? It just depends. It's going to be different for different Geminis. General reading. Don't let pride get in your way. So maybe you are supposed to accept this. It's saying don't let pride get in your way, which means like regardless of what they did in the past, like don't let that sway your decision. Because yes, I mean, they have patterns and it's hard. The average person will not change, but make no mistake, people can change and they do change. Now, in what ways do they change is going to vary per individual, whether it's major changes, it's a little bit harder to do, but like small changes. But either way, there could be some opportunity here that you may miss out on if you don't let something go. And it looks like it's definitely around some kind of water sign because in your recent past, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, some individual, and it looks like it's around this individual. It's saying be patient, be balanced. This is your influence right now. It could be that you're actually being guided. In the conscious influence, that could be like angels guiding you. Like the actual energy, the higher vibrational energies are trying to guide you towards something. But it's like, you're like, nah, I'm not doing that. I just refuse, for whatever reason. There's some kind of notion that you have or some kind of experience that you've had in the past with this individual. And it's just like, you're not willing to let it go. Forgiveness is divine. It's one of the hardest things we can do as people is to forgive. It's so difficult. But sometimes you'd be surprised. I mean, it's so divine that like when you're able to actually do it, even people that really do not deserve it, like people that hurt other people, like the worst of the worst kind of people, being able to forgive those kind of people, that can make you feel so much lighter. It's very difficult to do, but it can make you feel a lot lighter. Now, this is in your unconscious influence. This is your mind. This is your thoughts. And Geminis think a lot. So your mind's going. But the conscious influence is like, look around you, pay attention. Don't let it be all this. Look at the signs, look at the symbols. Because if you don't, you're backstabbing yourself. You can't let go of your pride. You're backstabbing yourself. You're feeling good right now. Like, I think in your current environment, what you doing, door opening, go. That like you're feeling good, or you're feeling abundant, or that you want to be abundant. Like in your current environment, it's around you. At the very least, it's around you right now. You're feeling like this. You're like, hey, I'm feeling damn good. I don't need this person, right? But I think it's gonna miss you out on something. It's gonna miss out. You're gonna miss out on something major. Like you're gonna have a major heartbreak when you look back and you're like, damn, I should have done that. Whatever that was. It looks like it's some kind of ex, like trying to offer themselves back to you in your life. Or, I mean, it could be something like that. Now, for some of you, like I said, you don't want to do this. But you should know, right? That you need to listen. Listen to your intuition. Look at the signs. And no one can interpret them but you. You'll see your own synchronicities. You got to kind of start piecing together what specific things mean for you. And you have to take conscious effort to do that. When you do see symbols, you do see synchronicities, when you do have specific dreams, try to start correlating specific things that happen in your life around those, when those things occurred, when those signs occurred. So you can start correlating things. And that way you can really start knowing what they mean. But, I mean, you could already be heartbroken because this is in your environment. You feel backstabbed by this individual. And for some reason, you feel backstabbed by this individual and you are just not having it. Regardless of what they're going to tell you. And there's a message coming in. They're going to tell you something. Or they're going to be like, we need to do things this way, or there's something we need to do, or, I want to get back together, or something like that. And it's going to be up to you to determine. And like I said, people could be conceiving right now. That message could be like, they may have broke your heart, but then they're like, yo, we're going to have a kid. Or let's have a kid. Or maybe you end up pregnant, or you got somebody pregnant. That type of thing. And this is the message. I'm going to have a baby. And you're going to have to deal with that. Or they're saying, I want to get together and make a family. And you're like, you backstabbed me. I don't trust you. And maybe they just made a bad mistake. People make mistakes. Can you forgive them? That'll be on you. It's saying don't let pride get in your way. So maybe forgiveness here is important. One way or the other. Regardless of whether it's a relationship or some kind of project. It could even be like some kind of creative endeavor or some kind of information that like now you got it presented to you in this way. And you're like, oh no, that contradicts everything that, I've put all my energy into believing and putting forward, and this contradicts it. So I can't touch it, or I don't want to. It could be something that simple, but it actually is good information. It can work on many levels, but it could be like love level too. It could be like relationship level, because this is a broken heart card. And this seems to be the individual that broke your heart, like, or upset you in some way, that you have this pride against, that you're guarding against. It's gonna be a decision that you have to make. But they're coming in with some kind of information, some kind of message, and that's the advice. The advice is saying receive the message, at least talk to them, communicate, because you might be surprised what comes out of it. It could be the birth of something new. Could actually be a physical birth too, but it could be the birth of something new as well. A new idea, something that you're passionate about. And look at this. This is on the bottom. This may be a big freaking opportunity. So for some of you, this may not be, for those of you there's some kind of project you're working on. Maybe you were backstabbed in with a partnership or something you were doing at work, or that you were trying to do for work or trying to grow. And like, you're like, I can't do anything with you anymore. And then but you're missing out on this. Or something very valuable may come out of it. And it could be love. Love is very valuable, right? I don't think there's anything more valuable, in my opinion. I don't think money's near as valuable as love. I'd rather have love. That's the truth. Now, the love in me makes me want to be able to provide for the person I love for. So, but it's still tertiary. The fundamental is love, freedom and love. I'm getting all hippie-fied over here. Anyway. This looks like a big thing, Gemini. I think you're going to have to forgive in this situation. You're going to have to forgive to figure out what it is this is. Even if you just got to hear them out, it's going to lead you to something valuable. Even if you can't bring yourself to be with them or to work with them or whatever it is, there's still something valuable that'll come from just communicating with them. Just communicate with them. And it could be something big. Anyway. That being said, that's all I have, Gemini. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. Also, hit the notification bell. They're not going to recommend my channel when I upload on your main page. I'm just too small of a channel and too new. If you want to find my readings again, each time I upload, you need to hit that bell. It'll tell you every time, and I'll make it easy for you. New moon and full moon. Everything's based off of the moon in astrology, and I know that it is, so I do mine also off of astrology because that's what makes the most sense. Tarot doesn't exist without astrology. Astrology, fundamental. Tarot, a tertiary expression of it. Anyway, with that being said, you don't have to do any of that if you don't want to. I'm just grateful that you're here, and I'm grateful for the view. And I do hope to see you here again, Gemini. Happy full moon.